Are you feeling like there's big changes going on around you in your life, maybe in the country, in your workplace, in your family? All of us are having to face change a lot of the time, all of the time throughout our lives, and learning how to embrace changes and how to enjoy changes can be really, really helpful to save us a lot of heartache, to save us a lot of stress, and to help us to really enjoy the whole process of change, no matter what it is that we're looking at. So I've got 3 tips that I just want to share to help you to fully learn the art of what I call pivoting, which is like turning into the change and enjoying it and going with it and allowing it to gift you everything that it can gift to you, and allowing yourself not to feel the stress and not to feel the overwhelm with it as well. So the first tip I want to share is simply recognize the change. Recognize that you need to change quickly, and this might seem like a really obvious one, but sometimes, even though we know there's changes going on about us, we've not recognized that we need to change and that we need to lean into it, and how we're going to lean into it and what that's going to look like. And you know, it might be a new opportunity that's come up for you. It might be maybe some old ways that are just feeling stagnant. It could be a pressure of some kind that is signifying there's a big change that either needs to happen or is happening. Or it could be your conscience. Your conscience just knows it's time to embrace some kind of change in some area of your life. But recognizing this season, this need, this change, and learning, you know, that it's there and accepting that it's there is the first step of my tip, because once that's happened, we can then move on to step 2, which is fully embracing it. And I just want to talk about that. Like, naturally, when there's a big change happening around us, it's only natural, it's only normal for us to resist it in some way. Even if we want the change, even if it's something maybe we've been waiting for a long time, there's going to be all kinds of things that it shifts around us, all kinds of new ways of doing and being that we're going to have to embrace and learn and change into. And the best thing we can do when we recognize there's a change is to immediately embrace it and pivot into it, what I call positively. So some different ways that we can do that is we can start to visualize the change. We can start to, instead of being focused on trying to keep things the way they are or trying to get our heads and understand the change that's happening, we can actually step positively into a place of actually catching the vision. And we can do this with God as well. We can catch the vision of where the change is leading us, because He's always leading us into change. He's always growing us. He's always moving us on. It's part of His abundant nature. So we might as well learn to move with it and quickly. And one way we can do that is to visualize the change, vision what it's going to look like, where we're headed, and where the change is actually leading us. And we can think about the positive benefits. So instead of staying in a place of resistance or maybe denial that it's happening, we can start to say, okay, here's the change. Where's it leading us to? Ask the Lord to help you see where the change is leading you and whoever else is involved in it to, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. And also then look at the positive benefits. Start to understand, start to process with the Lord's help what are going to be the positive benefits of these changes. Positive benefits to yourself personally, positive benefits to those around you, and any other positive benefits to the world that there might be. The Lord will give you a perspective. And also, another thing to do when you're visioning it is get a perspective on how this change is taking you closer to what you really want, your dreams, your aspirations. And this is a really good way to help you to just fully embrace the change. Okay, so number 1, recognize a change is happening or about to happen. Number 2, fully embrace it. And the final tip for today is let go. Okay, enough said. What do we mean by letting go? Well, obviously, when we're going through change, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to let go of. It could be certain tasks that we've got used to doing. It could be as simple as a new mindset that we need to grab hold of, and we need to let go of an old mindset. It may be perhaps sometimes I've seen this many times. We have a perception of our identity that's maybe tied up in a role that we're leaving, and we're moving into another role, and we have to let go of that. We have to let go of that mindset and the identity that we are the role that we're leaving behind, and look forward to what we are becoming. It could be that we're having to let go of certain comforts or securities that we've got used to that come with a role or a title or something that is changing around us. Maybe our environment is changing around us. Maybe we're moving somewhere. But you know what? If we learn to let go quickly, to embrace the change, to look to the future, and to let go of these things quickly, as soon as we realise they're there and they need to go, then we can really start to enjoy where God's taking us, enjoy the change that He's brought about us, learn to pivot into Him and His agenda and His will really, really quickly. And like I said before, this is something we all know that we have to deal with change. Life is just full of change. It goes through season after season of change. And it's God's nature, isn't it? It's God's nature to bring about change. He doesn't leave us in the same place. He's always changing us. He's always bringing change about us, because it's always His will to bless us. And that's something that I just want to leave you with. Whatever change it is that you're going through or facing, God's purpose in it all is to bless you, whether it's maybe now or whether it's going through something difficult to be blessed later. His ultimate will is to bless you and to enable you to experience more of what He created you to be. And you know, without change, we don't grow, we don't mature, we don't grow into the fullest potential that God's made us to be. So it's here to stay, and we can become professional pivoters to pivot into the change that God brings about in our lives. Bless you.